Melissa asks judge to keep sweet husband Timothy Busfield protected in jail amid his child sex abuse charges. On January 16th, the Little House on the Prairie actress submitted a letter to the judge regarding husband Timothy Busfield's child sex abuse charges. Melissa Gilbert is continuing to stand by her husband's side. As Timothy Busfield faces charges of alleged child sex abuse, the Little House on the Prairie star, 61, voiced her support of her husband in a letter to the judge in his case. In a new filing with the defendant's response in opposition to the state's motion for pre-trial detention submitted on January 16th, 75 letters of support for the actor were included. Many were from family, colleagues, and longtime friends. In Gilbert's letter, she began by identifying herself as Busfield's wife and explaining that they briefly met in the 1980s before falling in love in 2012. She wrote, "The reality is that Tim Busfield is my love, my rock, my partner in business and life. He is my comfort and my counsel. His joy, humor, and quick wit bring sparkle to my life. Tim is, quite simply, the beating heart of our wild and wonderful extended family. I can tell you and anyone that I know Tim better and more intimately than anything in his life ever has. Conversely, he knows me in the same way. Tim has the strongest moral compass of any human I have ever known. He has dedicated his spiritual self to always being of service to others. He starts every day with kindness and compassion." She wrote that on every single set where Tim is working, she's been approached by multiple people who say he is their favorite director ever. Actually, people say that to me in restaurants, on red carpets, and in grocery stores too. His former students tell me he was their favorite teacher ever. I cannot tell you how it has warmed my heart over and over again to hear people from so many different walks of life tell me they encountered my husband in some way and he is their favorite. He is my favorite. She said one of the great joys of my life has been watching Busfield interact with her youngest son, Michael. Michael was a teenager when Tim and I got together, a full-blown, angst-ridden teenager trying to figure out his place in the world. Tim nurtured and guided Michael. He admonished, praised, loved, consoled, cajoled, cared for, and fed my son both physically and spiritually. I will never be able to express the depth of gratitude I have to God for bringing this wonderful human into our lives. She went on to say that Busfield's former military training enhanced for him what he values most: honor, integrity, compassion, and care for his fellow human beings. Tim also applies those principles to orders. If he is told to do something, he does it fully and with honor, integrity, compassion, and care. As she concludes the letter, she acknowledges, "This is the strangest letter I've ever written. I am trying to toe a line between logic and all the feelings swirling through me. I began this letter with logic, but now the feelings have taken over. I can't help it. I only want this extraordinary man safe and whole. So I will close by asking you to please, please take care of my sweet husband. As he is my protector, I am his, but I cannot protect him now, and I think that more than anything else is what is truly breaking my heart. I am relying on you to protect him for me." Busfield surrendered to police on January 13th after a warrant was issued days earlier by the Albuquerque Police Department, alleging that he engaged in unlawful sexual conduct with 2 boys. He was charged with 2 counts of criminal sexual contact of a minor and 1 count of child abuse on January 13th. He made his first court appearance on January 14th and is being held without bond. He remains in custody ahead of his pre-trial detention hearing on January 20th. In a pre-trial detention motion filed on January 14th and obtained by People, another accusation of sexual abuse was leveled against him. Colin Swift reported to law enforcement on January 13th that Busfield allegedly sexually abused his daughter several years ago in Sacramento, California. While auditioning for Busfield at B Street Theater, the 16-year-old reported that Busfield kissed her and put his pants down her and touched her privates. Busfield allegedly begged the family to not report to law enforcement if he received therapy, and Swift, being a therapist himself, thought that was the best thing to do. After the new allegation was filed in the pre-trial detention motion, Busfield's civil attorney, Larry Stein, shared a statement with People. The allegations were never challenged, they were never proved, and they're 25 years old.